Hey guys, this is Mike from Beat Tech Reviews here, and today is the unboxing and overview of the Moto G8 Play. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are all doing well through what's going on around the world right now, and I wanted to get an unboxing of a phone video going because I haven't done one of these in a while, and reason being is because of course it's really hard to get my hands on a review unit right now just because of what's been going on. So I decided to kind of wait until Amazon was able to ship something out to me a little bit quicker. So I decided to go with the Moto G8 Play because this phone, considering it's already been out since I believe since last year, released in October of 2019, or excuse me, yeah, October of last year, and the thing about the Moto G series is that they're pretty close to my heart just because I've actually had most of the Moto G series phones. I think the only Moto G series phone that I didn't have was the G5 and the G6, but for the most part I've actually worked with like the G7, the G1 through 3, and I believe the G4. So again, going back to this, I wanted to unbox the Moto G8 Play just so that you guys can take a look here. Again, spec wise, let's just take a look to the side here. It has a triple camera. It says it has a 117-degree ultra wide angle lens. It's got a 2.0 gigahertz octa-core processor, and it has a 4,000 milliamp rapid charge battery, so that's pretty good. So again, I ordered this on Amazon. This was actually on sale. I believe it was under $150. This is the black variant, which costs around $144 plus tax, so that's a great deal. Normal price usually is around $200, so I'll go ahead and link this up for you guys down below so you guys can check that out for yourselves. It'll be an affiliate link, so anytime you click that, I get a small kickback if you guys make a purchase, so just be aware of that. So let's get the unboxing going here, guys. Alright, so I thought I would set this up at a different angle just so that you guys can check this out. Top view, right? I don't normally do something like this on my YouTube channel. So again, this phone again cost me under $150. Let's take a look here really quick. It says that it has 32 gigabytes. So I don't know if that's the internal memory. This is the international version, by the way, so you won't be able to use this on carriers like Verizon or Sprint, but you can use it on carriers like T-Mobile and AT&T, etc. like that. Anything that has, you can even do T-Mobile kickback prepaid. So I had the Moto G7 last year, and that was a pretty good phone. This isn't the official Moto G8. I don't know if the official Moto G8 was actually released in the US. I know they have the Moto G Stylus and the Moto G Power. They're kind of just rebranding the Moto G devices. So this would be actually the Moto G8 Play. So this is not the official, again, Moto G8. So this one actually already comes in a case, by the way, which is just a clear case. I'll get the case popped off just so you guys can see there. I think that's pretty cool that Motorola is doing that. I think the Moto G7 international version that I ordered was like that as well. But this phone is a 6.2-inch touchscreen, and it looks very nice. Feels pretty good all the way around. It's kind of like a glass, or it's either a ceramic back or like a hard plastic. I don't believe it's a glass back, so I don't believe so. It's going to be a dust and fingerprint magnet though, so I would probably keep the case on. Got that fingerprint reader. Again, you got that those 3 camera sensors in the back, which I'll go over. One of them's a 13 megapixel and a 25 megapixel, so that's interesting actually. 4,000 milliamp battery. It's got a MediaTek Helio P70, and it's again clocked at 2 gigs of RAM. So let's get this peeled off just so we can check that out. And again, if you guys want to take a look there, again, triple camera, 117-degree angle, 2 gigahertz octa-core processor, 4 gigs. Again, I'm just repeating myself. 6.2-inch touch display, which is about the same size as my iPhone over here. So we'll compare it next to my iPhone just so you guys can kind of see. This is my iPhone 11 Moto G8. Let's get this turned on. And by the way, all the way around, it's actually a pretty thick phone. Let's take a look. It's got USB Type-C on the bottom. Only has 1 speaker grill, unfortunately. It's got that headphone jack, so that's going to be popular. And again, it's got rapid charging, so we'll have to see how that is. Let's get this turned on and set up, and then we'll go over the phone here, guys, for you, okay? Alright, so before I get this started up, I'll go ahead and show you guys what else comes in the box here. Again, here is the Moto G8 Play instruction booklet, and nothing too fancy. You have a SIM removal tool, you got your rapid charger, and your USB Type-C cable. So really nothing too fancy there. I don't believe it's going to come with like extra stuff like headphones. I believe that should be it. I'm not going to actually go through the rest of the box there just because. I'm going to leave that in there for you guys. And again, for a really inexpensive phone, this is actually actually I'm hopefully excited to see what this can do as far as like the picture processing power and everything like that. So I'm actually going to put the box back now, and I'm going to get this set up real quick. Okay, thanks for holding up here. So first impressions of the phone, of course, I just got this phone set up a little bit. It's still updating some of the apps. All around, it's actually a pretty thick phone, probably a little bit thicker than the original Moto G7. Not as heavy though. I feel like the original Moto G7 was a lot heavier in the hands. So, but considering this one has a 4,000 milliamp battery, it's no surprise that this one is a little bit thicker. All the way around, as you can see here, you know, you have the fingerprint, or not the fingerprint, but the actual power button, your volume rockers. In the back you have your fingerprint sensor with your camera sensors, of course, and your flash. Most of these new Moto G phones are actually made to kind of look like this, or somewhat. And again, everyone's kind of rocking the triple camera nowadays, with what's going on, I guess, with the the whole wide angle craze, as far as that goes. But that's been going on since last year. So pretty much Motorola, here, let's get that unlocked for you again. The fingerprint's actually relatively quick. So again, I'm just barely tapping it and it picks it up really quick. So in the front you can obviously see that there's a little bit of a chin, but it's really not that bad. It's really how do you say, reminds me of the Moto G7 again. It's the same build quality, at least as far as that goes, so as far as snappiness goes, it's actually pretty quick. I did have to change a few things around really quick just because I couldn't stand the white background, especially with this version of Android. I think this is, I believe, running Android 9.0. Let's just confirm that really quick for you guys. About phone. See, I hate that white display, but yeah, it's running, if I can get this to focus here, Android 9. Okay, and again, this hasn't been updated or anything. I just turned this on, but for the most part, it's a relatively smooth experience. I mean, I'm not complaining so far. Not a lot of bloatware. Obviously, you just have your typical Moto, and a lot of people ask me, does this have an FM radio tuner? Yes, it does. This one specifically does. So not a lot of bloatware. As you guys know, Motorola has pretty much been stock Android since the original Motorola G days. So that's one thing that I kind of love about Motorola, and one thing that kind of keeps attracting me to this, which I always say that I don't know why Google ended up selling Motorola, because they could have been like one of those top competitors versus Apple, I guess, but they just, I guess, decided to buy the rights to the actual I guess technology or whatever, and then they just went away with it and sold it to Lenovo. So for the most part, Motorola really hasn't been putting out a lot of flagship devices, not since the X and not since the Z. So Motorola has been kind of striving on their mid-range to lower devices, and the Moto G series is one of those devices that just gets the job done. It can it really won't replace the flagship device, but at the same time, you get a really big you get a really big bang for your buck. By the way, I'm getting all these updates, like it's saying no SIM card detected. Will you insert a SIM card? I don't know if I'm going to install it. It's actually installing some stuff in the background here. For the most part though, this is a very nice looking phone, guys. Like, it's really hard to not complain about the price on this. It does come in 2 colors, by the way. Let me see if I can show you that. I wanted to actually order the kind of like the ruby red version of that, but it just wasn't in the cards, unfortunately. They had sold out on Amazon, and I'm not 100% sure what's going on with the Motorola series right now. Again, I don't follow the trends in the news, so someone correct me on this. One of my followers, I know one of my followers is gonna comment and say this in there, but right now, there was really no Moto G8 phone that was released, or at least to my knowledge. There's a Moto G stylus, excuse me, not stimulus. I'm thinking about the stimulus checks over here. The Moto G stylus, and then the Moto G Power. So they're not even branding on the. If you go to the Motorola US website, they're not even branding it as the Motorola 8 anymore. So I'm kind of just trying to figure out what's going on there. Cool part about the Motorola phones is they still have like the little the little features where you twist the phone and it'll turn on the camera app, or if you double chop it, it'll turn on the the lights. So I think that's pretty cool that Motorola still includes these features after all of these years, you know what I mean? And again, just a relatively snappy phone for the price. I mean, if I had to downgrade from, let me see if I can get that to focus there. If I had to downgrade from an iPhone and go back to Android, and definitely had to use something very cheap just to use as my daily, not cheap, but like something inexpensive. I mean, look at the screen on this. I mean, the screen on this is it's not washed out. It's a pretty nice IPS display. You know what I mean? You know, the colors are vibrant. Obviously not going to compete with like Samsung OLED panels, right? But at the same time, you know, you get a lot of bang for your buck here. You know, it's really, and again, it's stock vanilla Android, so you're really not going to get a lot of a lag, you know, when it comes to certain things. You can see here that, you know, the apps just open and close. You know, I can go ahead and open YouTube. Excuse that noise in the background. That's my dogs over here barking or playing with each other. No, I don't want YouTube Premium. Okay, I'm gonna put no thanks. So I'll have to change all this stuff to like dark mode because I hate the original one. This just hurts my eyes. But again, guys, for the most part, you know, again, really decent looking phone. I can't wait to really try out the camera. In fact, let's take a picture right now just so we can kind of check that out, and then we'll get that going. Let's see, and I'll see if I can post that there. HDR, back up to Google Photos. I need to change that ringtone also because that ringtone is so annoying. I think the stock ringtones on these vanilla Android devices are really nasty. So really not a bad you know, photo there. Again, first photo taken of that, and HDR is automatic. What I want to see is what the settings are on the camera, because a lot of these budget cameras don't really shoot in 4K. Let's see if we can change the settings there really quick. So full HD, which is 1080p, you have full HD 19:9, and then you have HD, which is most likely 720p. So really not too bad. I'm not getting a 4K. Again, excuse the dogs barking in the background. So embarrassing, by the way. But anyways, guys, you know, for the most part, this is gonna get the job done for anyone that, you know, whoa, hello. Anyone that wants a nice you know, little recording, or not little recording, but a nice camera just to get the job done. And again, it's a 6.2-inch display. See if I can get that unlocked. There we go. 6.2-inch display, so nice and vibrant. I'm really not a big fan of these big screens anymore, you know, now with phones like the iPhone SE2, which, you know, it's going back kind of down in size to the 4.7-inch display. You know, I want something a little smaller, something more towards the sweet spot. You know, for me, the sweet spot would be something between like 5.2 inches, and then you know, again, because these big phones, they're not being how do you say, you know, they're not easy to use with just one hand. You actually have to use them with both hands, and that's why it's so easy to drop these phones nowadays, because a lot of people try to just one hand use them, and it's just not working out. So that's just my opinion on that, of course, guys. Again, this is not the full review. This is just the first impressions video, so I hope you guys are enjoying the first impression video so far. Again, excuse the noises in the background. Those are my dogs playing with each other. So again, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this video. Again, guys, if you guys like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you guys like my channel, go ahead and subscribe. And as always, thank you all for watching. We'll see you guys next time.